the way you like to improve yourself, from devouring books to even working on puzzles and playing with Legos and working on electrical stimulation to improve the mental capacity, where does this thirst to learn come from?
Well, I wouldn't say Legos and puzzles are kind of a learning thing, because it's more like relaxing and it's more like fun, you know.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm just curious about the world, and I kind of have to sometimes stop being curious because I need to focus on tennis, you know, and on my work. You don't need too many thoughts in your head, you know, when you're playing tournaments. But overall, I would say that I'm just a curious person, and I'm trying to kind of still have that curiosity, maybe not during the matches and tournaments, but when I have time off, and I really like to learn. So I'm kind of used to still kind of going to school, you know. I finished 2 years ago, and I miss just having some like stimulation in that way, but on the other hand, I know that I can't like do too much because my priority is, you know, tennis and my career. So I'm pretty sure that maybe after I finish, I'll go to some university, or I don't know if I'm gonna need that, because maybe I'm gonna be in that position where I can just have influence and I don't know, make tennis more popular even without that. But yeah, it has always been like pretty huge part of my life to study. So yeah.
We love to hear that, and we know you're going to have all the options you want after you finish your tennis career, which I hope is many, many years down the road. Thank you so much for spending time with us, and more than that, thank you so much for always sharing with us.
Oh, thanks.
Ted, Andrea, back to you guys.
Thank you, Prakash. That is what a sparkling example. With Krejcikova serving for the match, by the way.
That's the sparkling example, or Iga's smartness?
No. Yeah, no, and it's not a surprise if you're catching a little bit of this. That it's all Krejcikova. But what a sparkling example. If you listen to that, Iga Świątek listens to the questions. And sometimes the questions are longer. And it's a couple times she listens, and she doesn't reflex respond. She thoughtfully responds.
Yeah, and I love that bit about how she is curious about the world but tries to suppress it in a way to have all her energy focused on tennis. Really shows the single-minded focus you need to be one of the best in the world at anything, especially at tennis. That's an individual sport.
Well, you see how insightful and wonderful Świątek speaks. The commentator there, spot on. Świątek doesn't reflex respond to questions. She thoughtfully responds to all questions from reporters, and she's doing a fantastic job talking about there. They had just talked about in this interview how Times Magazine put her in the top 100 most influential people this year. That's a pretty big honor, and I'm sure when Świątek saw that, when Iga saw that, she was very tickled by that, and very it touched her. She said it gave her goosebumps. She said so. The point is that Iga is doing a lot of things, not just on the court but off the court. Obviously a role model, and wow, how cool would it be to get to hang out with Świątek, even if it was just for 10 minutes. And just be a part of her world because she speaks so well. And it's wonderful to have, I'll end on this, it's wonderful to have a #1 women's tennis player in the world right now who just resembles that, you know, that role model mentality. So someone to look up to, Iga. She's obviously a household name in Poland. And we love her so much here in the United States as well. So can't wait to see her back on court. She's playing in Madrid right now, and exciting to see a lot more from her, and especially in the next couple of weeks when we'll see her in Roland Garros in the French Open. So can't wait. See you guys soon. Keep it here on Best Muscle Video on YouTube. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do so.